they tripled their wealth and became even more wealthier, billions of dollars, how big wealth transfer, all this just coincidences? Now, the largest farmland owner in the United States, Bill Gates, whose best friend is Warren Buffett and his favorite food is hamburgers, this Beyond Meat, fake meat agenda is not about the cruelty or torture of animals, although they'll push that for PR. The real agenda is way more sinister. These wealthy elitists are pushing the agenda for us not to eat farm food, but instead eat their corporation's fake meat. All in the name of, I'm a good person saving the environment. Don't you love the environment? Save the world with us, or you're a bad, bad boy and girl. The lack of human empathy, emotional intelligence, and the superego of the masses are decompartmentalized in the human psyche. This is a psychological trick being played on knowing the true state of the psychological stance of where the humans are at this moment. They have AI algorithms that can predict what you're going to do before you buy or before you go do something. They know your weaknesses and wants, and these AI algos were created by these same technocrats moving us into the world domination scenario, where it will be 500 million people living in a utopia and the rest of the world living in a dystopia if you make it that far.
That's what it has to be.
Yeah, it's an all-out effort, like a world war, but it's us against greenhouse gases.
All these things that Bill Gates and his cronies want to change in the world will directly benefit them, which makes me fear of a future Hegelian dialect problem reaction solution situation coming to our shores. Bill Gates warned the world of a pandemic, and it hit. Now he is warning of an end times natural disaster due to carbon emissions, greenhouse gases, removing all the carbon footprint by the evil fossil fuels. We, the human race, also breathe out carbon. Is it a coincidence how they edit this video that was recently posted 24 hours before the 60 Minutes interviewed, named Bill Gates' advice on how to combat mistrust in science, where they add in a clip out of the blue, out of nowhere, just was misplaced, just made no sense to put it there. But what he was saying made a lot of sense, and it was in context, even though it seemed like everything was out of context. Nothing happens for a reason.
I asked him about the mistrust in science and all, these conspiracy theories that are floating around about him, about the world, about his work with vaccines. And clearly there's frustration there. How does one battle that?
Well, we have to make the truth more interesting than the oversimplistic conspiracy.
How do you do that?
There may be some need to slow down the crazy stuff. And so you're able to actually get rid of some CO2 by sticking it in the cement.
The truth of what Bill Gates is doing on climate change, on coronavirus.
They don't air this on 60 Minutes unless there is a reason to air it. Every single thing you see in a movie or a news situation where things are placed, I have a pin on me, and there's a reason why I have that. Everything is planned out for a purpose.
A series of falsehoods. And so you're able to actually